Starting at forward, number 25, sophomore, Betsy O'Hide. Starting at forward, number 20, sophomore, Max Bennett. And starting at center, number 22, senior, Holden Songwonder. Now let's welcome out the rest of the Raiders. The Raiders are assistant coaches Charlie Vasco, Nico Calabrani, and Brian Pilber, head coach for the fifth season at Farm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the starting lineup for the Eden Prairie Eagles. Starting at goal, number 30, junior Isaiah Palma. Starting on defense, number 2, junior Dylan Orwell. Starting on defense, number 5, senior Ryan Corey. Coming in forward, number 21, junior Billy Jacobson Cooch. Starting in forward, number 37, junior Andy Earl. And starting at center, number 28, junior Teddy Townsend. Now let's welcome out the rest of the Eagles. Eagles assistant coaching staff is Tom Curtis, Ben Bowler, Bill Sawyer, and Connor Clark. Their head coach is Mike Terwilliger. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now ask that you please stand as you are able to put your caps on the flag of the Stars Spangled Banner.
Back at the Eden Prairie Community Center, day 2 of the Champions Cup. Jeff Pappas joined by Will Peterson, and we have a game today for the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders trying to get on track and looking to make a statement against the Eden Prairie Eagles, who lost their opener yesterday 2-1 to Hill Murray. Will, this should be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, Jeff, these two teams on very similar yet different trajectories. Cretin-Derham Hall, they came out last night, hot start. Early 3-1 lead against Hermantown. From there, a complete meltdown. They allow 5 unanswered. Hermantown skates to a 6-3 win. On the other side, Eden Prairie, they were the ones that conceded the early pressure. Hill Murray had an early 2-0 lead up on them, but they were able to fight back. They got one back in the second, unable to solve the goaltender, Jack Erickson of Hill Murray. However, they showed great fight. That's something that Coach Terwilliger has to be happy on the Eden Prairie bench.
Eden Prairie 0-1, Cretin-Derham Hall 0-2. Leo Miller getting the start for Cretin-Derham Hall. 75 minutes so far, 5 goals on 46 shots, 3.36 goals against, 89% save percentage. And Isaiah Palnick, who stopped 22 out of 24 yesterday against Hill Murray, 91.7 save percentage in goal for Eden Prairie. Eagles are without Nick Coring today. Cretin-Derham Hall is without Devin Cardenas and Lucas Cernahouse, and that really a source of concern already for Cretin-Derham Hall, both injured during the Hermantown game, and now played on into the Cretin-Derham Hall zone from the faceoff, and Hogue goes back for it in the left corner, and we get an immediate icing call after only 7 seconds.
Yeah, the goaltender for Cretin-Derham Hall today, it's Leo Miller. We saw him enter the game last night. Owen Nelson, the backup here today, was pulled about halfway through the second period. Miller, starting against St. Thomas, played admirably. We'll see if they can ride his goaltending to their first win of the season.
Face-off control by the Eagles, and they come out to center ice. And here's Chase Clute over the line. That's going to be poke checked off his stick. And Raiders gain control as Salmweber is stood up and neutralized by Coring. It comes back in. There is only one Coring for Eden Prairie today. Nick out, Ryan in. And now it's controlled by John Kleiss. He's over the line and lost possession. Cretin-Derham Hall will swing the puck D to D and now move out. 16:26 to go in the opening period. Just underway as it's played on into the zone by Colton Jamieson. Goes after it in the corner, goes behind. And Cretin-Derham Hall will work perimeter here. And now behind the goal, controlled by Eden Prairie on the near side. It's controlled by Clute. Rink-wide pass. He is going to find an open wing, and Jimmy Dodig will turn it back, and he's one that's playing in place of Cernahouse today. Now a shot by Jake Fisher right on. And a save made with a glove by Polnick. He gets it there in a hurry.
Fisher, he's got that lightning quick release, able to get into the slot. He has the fast skating, evidently, but then he also has just that quick release, some of those skills that are going to send him to Northern Michigan in the coming years.
Fisher leading Cretin-Derham Hall with 3 points in the early going, 2 goals and an assist. And the Raiders control from the faceoff. It's played down to the left corner. Tommy Moan. We got a whistle as the puck trapped, and we got 15:54 to go in the opening period.
Eden Prairie goaltender Polnick, he allowed those 2 early goals to Hilmer yesterday, but really, really solid from there. He has good positioning, a little bit of a smaller goaltender, although not the smallest. Good positioning, good reflexes, pretty solid rebound control as well. Very solid piece for this Eden Prairie squad.
As Don Beaupre once said, I get paid to stop the puck, not beat it to death. And it's controlled by Moan from the faceoff. Swings it around on the far side, looking for Andy Earl, and he can't get out. They try the other side. Too far for Moan in the corner, and it gives Cretin-Derham Hall a chance to forecheck. Finally, it does come out to center, and Trey Ganetz plays it ahead. Here's Fisher as he falls, losing possession. Now here comes Townsend back for Eden Prairie. Over the line, Townsend had it poke checked off his stick by Ganetz. And now they go to the corner boards. Going to be dug out of there by Billy Jacobson, coach for Eden Prairie, and now he gets past his man, Charlton, and then lost possession. Back come the Raiders, 3-on-2. And they got a trailer over the line. Here's a chance for Fisher, a shot, the save made, rebound in front, and it bounds around before it played over to the far boards, and Hogue has it there. He goes behind the net for Fisher. Tries to transfer the puck to himself off the boards and winds up losing it there. A centering pass, trying to sneak in front is Charlton, and Nate Charlton unable to get a shot away at the last moment. Puck to the half wall, and now banked ahead by Jacobson Cooch to center ice. Eden Prairie will get a change, and back comes Aiden Siegfried. Over the line for Cretin-Derham Hall. Siegfried goes in, he looks to center, and that was blocked by Satterdahl behind the goal. A spin and shoot winds up going wide. Cretin-Derham Hall, some decent pressure here. The puck comes in front of the goal. Here's a good chance and a goal for Cretin-Derham Hall. They get the lead, 2:26 into the contest, and it is Nate Charlton scoring his first goal of the season.
First goal of the season, first goal of his high school career, the 5'6" freshman. He was making things happen on that last sequence. Couldn't quite get a shot on goal. This time settles it down in the slot, puts one home. Cretin-Derham Hall once again off to a hot start. Eden Prairie weathering the early storm. Cretin-Derham Hall 1, Eden Prairie 0.
Time of the goal is 2 minutes and 26 seconds of the opening period. And just like yesterday, Cretin-Derham Hall is out to the early lead.
Now the question, they allowed the equalizer after it was 1-0. Now can they sustain offensive pressure? Can they not rest on their laurels, so to speak? And now we're going to pause to get the goal announcement.
His first of the season, Nate Charlton.
And Attila Lepai getting the only assist on that goal. Face off to the right of Miller in the Cretin-Derham Hall zone, and Peltier controls from the face-off. Skates towards the high slot, and then his shot goes off his teammate Mason Mullen wide. Go to the near boards, and Eden Prairie is able to dig it out. Peltier wants the puck at the left point. They go the other way instead, and Nate Charlton picks it up. His pass to center is behind his intended receiver, Jacobson Cooch. Now Moe over the line for Eden Prairie. Satterdahl trying to muscle his way in front, and it's knocked away. Here comes Fisher back for the Raiders. Ran off his blade. Peltier there first, and now played off the boards a little too far for Moe, and going after it there for Cretin-Derham Hall is Jimmy Dodig. And he'll go back behind his goal. Dodig with a full head of steam here, leaves a drop pass, and now played off to the left side and shot into the zone by Cantwell. And the goaltender out to play it, and he's going to play it all the way down the ice onto the other goaltender. So a shot on goal there for
Isaiah
Polnick, which is kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah, Ganetz was in position to make a play on that puck, actually collided with one of the officials, and we're lucky that Eden Prairie didn't have a guy deep. Could have been a scoring chance.
And Cantwell lays it ahead, picked up there by Eden Prairie's Alex Hall, drops it back into the corner. Now Ryan Coring ahead, and now Clute, rink wide's one to center ice, too far for Hall. The other 27, Luke Charlton, plays it. He can't get it out. Charlton up the half wall. Cantwell there trying to play it ahead. He's in check with Kleiss there. Now it comes out, and here comes Easton Swift. He goes down as he gets tangled up with Clute. It's going to go the length of the ice, and that'll be an icing call against Cretin-Derham Hall. 12:57 to go in the first.
Now, Jeff, I can't help but notice that last night Cretin coach Matt Funk was a mustached man, and this morning it would appear that he has shaved. Whether that be superstition or the like, as Cretin-Derham Hall is 0-2, maybe trying to get some different mojo there on the Raider bench.
Well, if a lack of facial hair would do it, and that's all it takes, I'm sure some folks would make that decision in a heartbeat. But for some people, myself, I'm referring to, growing hair can be somewhat difficult, and you never know. Icing, and it'll be Cretin-Derham Hall to go back for another face-off in the defensive zone.
Like we said yesterday, Eden Prairie got off to a slow start, conceded 2 early goals to Hill Murray. Again, the question now, can they bounce back? They're going to need their top guys. Teddy Townsend's been remarkably quiet so far here this season. He's had his share of scoring chances, hasn't been able to find the back of the net. They're going to need to ride him if they want to get one back.
And from the face-off, here's a shot that's deflected on its way to Miller from Tate Block, and we'll get another face-off from the Raiders' end.
Similarly, with Eden Prairie short-handed today without Nick Coring, some of the guys on the defensive end, someone like Tate Block, among others, are going to have to step up and play some big-time minutes for the Eagles.
Play behind the Raiders' goal. And the face-off now cleared around behind the net, and it's controlled there by Somweber. Banks it up the boards, and now the Raiders, well, slow it up. Rink wide. Hogan in the near zone drops it in front of his goal. And the Raiders now play to center ice. Rink wide pass to the right is going to be behind Bennett, who will backhand it into the Eden Prairie end. Moan chasing it. He and Somweber go to the boards, and it's going to be controlled on the near side. An outlet pass too far, and controlled by Cretin-Derham Hall's Aiden Siegfried. As the Raiders play catch at the defense, now Bennett tips it in and heads for the bench as they get it changed. Now behind the net, Polnick clears to the far side. Raiders get their first center, and there's nobody home. Now it comes to the right point. Siegfried flattens, fires. Oh, and a good chance at the left edge as the puck came off the defense. And the Raiders had an opportunity there, but it was a bouncing puck. And now a centering pass gets blocked as Chuck Owens had that chance at the right edge, and then another one right in front of the goal. He makes things happen, as he was described by Mike Greenlay, my other partner, as an impact-type player. We'll see if that comes true today as Eden Prairie ices the puck.
Owens makes things happen indeed. That entire scoring chance started with him being the F1 on the forecheck. Cretin was going for a change. Owens gets inside, forces the turnover, allows them to set up shop, and then he has a chance on the rebound, getting in the dirty areas of the ice as he's known to do. Now Cretin-Derham Hall set up with the trigger man. This time it's Max Anderson. They had a few opportunities last night against Hermantown, couldn't quite get any of them to go. Something to watch here.
Set plays from the faceoffs. They worked that several times, and now it's controlled. Here's Max Anderson trying to throw it in front, and they didn't get as far as Fisher. Now around on the near side, Siegfried can't hold, and it comes out to center ice. Now played over to the left wing, and here's Owens playing it on in. Owens moving up to the first line in the absence of Devin Cardenas, who played one shift last night in the game against Hermantown. And now here comes Satterdahl for Eden Prairie over the line. Crowley breaks for the net. He's sandwiched and goes down. And a long pass up the middle, bounds to center, and Coring has it there. Fisher will pursue him as Coring plays it back into the Raiders zone. Rings the boards and comes around to the near side. Crowley pinching in, but he can't hold. And now the Raiders will play out to center ice. Scanlon whips one over to the left, and over the line it's offside as Nate Charlton took the puck, and Scanlon put himself offside in the process.
Eden Prairie, early on yesterday, struggled to match the physicality of Hill Murray. Seemed to be a little bit intimidated almost physically, but especially in the second period when they started to answer the physicality and deliver some checks of their own, Hill Murray started to get a little bit lost almost in the neutral zone especially. See if Eden Prairie looks to play a little bit more of a physical game here as they try to get one back.
Play back into the Raiders zone from the faceoff, and this is Luke Charlton in the left corner. He goes down, feeds Nate Charlton along the boards. He can't get out as he is squeezed in against the wall by Hall. Now played to the right side. Scanlon to center looking for Nate Charlton, and then he levels Hall in retaliation. Comes into the Raiders end, and a pass ahead will angle on into the Eden Prairie zone to the left, and here's Peltier going after it. Plays around to the far side. Raiders will hold a centering pass. Comes to Naught and comes to the near boards. Raiders moving the puck around now behind the net as Colin Scanlon trying to throw it in front. Now it winds up running towards the left point. Here's a shot that's deflected down off the traffic and out to center, where Aiden Siegfried plays it loose in the center circle. And now Scanlon tries a toe drag to get around Kleiss and can't. Puck is underneath him there along the boards, and the referee will blow play dead. 9:52 to go in the first period. 1-0 Raiders.
Relatively even. I would say Cretin-Derham Hall a little bit better in the offensive end. Eden Prairie is going to need to find some sort of answers, and we haven't had any penalties here so far. Eden Prairie last year, their penalty kill was an issue, although last night Cretin-Derham Hall's power play wasn't quite the same group we saw a year ago.
Now cleared around on the far side from the faceoff, and at the left point, Hogue can't hold it in. And now played by Swift into the zone. Easton Swift takes a hit in against the boards. Eden Prairie behind its goal, feeds for Townsend on the wall, and he picks it up so they can break out with speed. Here's Townsend, 3 against 2. Over the line, Townsend takes it to the circle, puts on the brakes, and now centers it. That's going to be deflected and picked up there by Siegfried in the slot. And here comes Siegfried over the line for Cretin-Derham Hall. He in turn lost it to Townsend. He sends Jackson Coach away down the wing, 2-on-1. Over the line, goes to the backhand, takes a shot, and he didn't get it through. Comes to the near side boards, and Cretin-Derham Hall standing tall there. Scanlon playing it ahead. That's going to go all the way down the ice. Will it go on goal? Yes, it will. And Polnick there, long pass down the left, and here's Jackson Cooch over the line. He leaves it, and now Earl takes a shot. Save made Miller, and the puck comes off to the boards on the far side. And now Karam out to center, Coring having trouble with it there, but he gets it to sit down. Now plays it in, bouncing puck. Miller makes the stop and leaves it there for Dodig behind the goal. 8.5 minutes to play coming up here in the first half, near the midway point of the first period. And it's a 1-0 lead for Cretin-Derham Hall as Jamison picks it up for them. Long pass up the middle, and the Raiders will break the line as Bennett chases after the puck, but Satterdahl in possession around behind to the far wall, and the Eagles try to break out Moe there. He's having trouble against Somweber, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game here, and Cretin-Derham Hall will be shorthanded. 8:23 to go in the first period, and Eden Prairie will go to the power play.
That's about as cut and dry as they come. Vezi Lepai coming in from behind the play, delivers a blow, and he is going to be charged with a cross check. Yeah, not a lot of resistance from the Cretin-Derham Hall bench. Deservedly so. Eden Prairie is going to go to the power play, 22% last year.
Time is 8 minutes and 37 seconds of the first period. Eden Prairie, as we mentioned, getting its first power play. 0 for 4 yesterday. Cretin-Derham Hall's killed off 3 out of 5 so far this season. And now played the right point, block from the faceoff. And now he gets the puck over. And it's controlled there by Alex Hall on the wall. Hall has it again, back to block. Takes a shot, loose. Oh, it's a good stop, actually. Came in front. Crowley parked right in front, but no rebound.
That's a good screen by Crowley that time. Not the tallest guy, standing at 5'8", but enough of a visual impairment to make the save tough for Miller, but he saw it all the way, gloves it down.
Now play in the Raiders zone, 7:59 to go in the first period, minute 35 in the power play. Here's a pass in the middle, Jackson Cooch back over to Block, to Vormwald, back to Block high on the slot, far side, and it's controlled there by Hall as they work the puck around. A centering pass, Jackson Cooch feeds it over to the wall. Here's Block, good quick puck movement here by Eden Prairie. Hall takes the shot, and a save is made by Miller.
Yeah, Eden Prairie not really able to get a ton of pressure down inside. Most of the pressures come from the point, just sending long shots on. They're going to have to get some sort of vertical movement as opposed to just the point-to-point horizontal. Now Townsend's going to be out there. He didn't have the chance to skate on the first power play shift. Just came off a long shift when the penalty occurred.
That went a long shift. Townsend was out for the entire 2-minute and 40-second power play at the end of yesterday's game too for Eden Prairie. Never left the ice. Here's Moe high in the slot, over to Townsend in the circle. And he will switch places with Moe. Townsend now comes to the left point. Here's a one-time shot by Coring off the wall and finally hits the back of the goal. Comes to the near side. Moe drops to Coring, center point. 53 to go on the power play. Comes to the right side, feeds it over to Townsend in the circle. Now Townsend plays it down low. Satterdahl at the right point. And now here's Coring. He takes a shot. We get a whistle, and we're going to have a penalty here in front of the net.
think they're going to get, looks like Earl going to the box.
Interference,
yes. And of note, Eden Prairie had a couple of backdoor opportunities there. That I'm not sure, it was Satterdahl on the far side. I don't know if you saw him, but that was almost the exact same look that Dallas View had when he scored to make it 3-3 last night. We're going to have a minute 17 here of 4-on-4 hockey, and then, 43 seconds. I got them mixed up. 43 seconds of 4-on-4, and then a minute 17 of power play for Cretin-Derham Hall.
All right, draw coming up to the left of Paulnick, and teams are back at even strength, if not full strength, and now behind the goal block. Having trouble there with Nate Charlton, who is the goal scorer in this game to this point. Now Satterdahl on the near side, rink wide to center, and that's going to be played away by Ganetz. And now Cretin-Derham Hall in control on the near side. Luke Charlton drops it back, tries to get it on a return, but Townsend will knock it in to their zone and block ahead, banks it off the wall. Satterdahl and Townsend coming on the left. The shot, and Miller made the save, holding the post, did what he was supposed to do there, just to play the shooter, and we get a face-off.
Didn't quite save that one incredibly cleanly. I think he went for the glove save, and it kind of trickled down into his thigh area. Able to cover it up though. If the other man on that 2-on-1 would have got inside, maybe thrown a stick at it, could have came loose. But good work there by Miller to settle it down.
17 seconds remaining in 4-on-4 as Hogue goes behind the goal, and we'll see Cretin-Derham Hall prepare for its power play here. Under 10 seconds to go in 4-on-4. And now they will start down the wing, and it's poke checked away from Fisher. Now loose at the blue line. Hogue gets it, tries to play it ahead. Now is Cretin-Derham Hall on the power play, 1 for 7 so far on the season. And it's picked up there by the Raiders. They have a minute 10 of power play. And they'll come down the left side, a centering pass, and it goes behind the net. They could not get a shot away as Fisher feeds it over to Hogue. Over to the far circle, that's Fisher. And now played down into the corner. Fisher gets it back off the wall, leaves a drop pass, and here's Hogue at the left point. 50 seconds in the power play. Fisher centers, Lepai shoots, and he just missed the net. Attila Lepai tapping the blade on the ice and getting the puck in the slot area. Now here's a pass picked off, and here comes Clute back for Eden Prairie, and a long clearance winds up going on goal. Hogue behind the net, 30 seconds of power play remaining for Cretin-Derham Hall, and they will come to center ice. Down the wing, this is Max Anderson playing it ahead. Chasing it down is Moen in the corner, and he finds the open side and plays it all the way down the rink.
A lot of the deficiencies so far for this Cretin-Derham Hall team, I think you can attribute to just kind of that early season feel, especially for a private school like Cretin-Derham Hall, where you're going to have guys coming from a few different systems. Things like the power play. It's a good system. Haven't been able to get capitalize on their chances. Same goes with the face-off set plays.
Now Eden Prairie is at full strength, and the puck goes out of play with 5:01 to go, so both teams come up dry on abbreviated power plays here in the first period. 1-0 Cretin-Derham Hall on Nate Charlton's goal at the 2:26 mark in the first period.
It's like they're talking things over again. We talked about the Cretin-Derham Hall power play. It's a little bit of that box and one look until Lepai, that center man, had a really good one-time look and kind of caught the goaltender Paulnick off guard. See if they get a power play again, could be something to look for.
Play along the far boards in the corner, and the Raiders feed the point. Here's a shot and a stick save by Paulnick as Hogue tried to sneak one through. Check that, Ganetz. And now Moe lost the puck, picked up there by Siegfried, and here comes Cretin-Derham Hall. Siegfried over the line, and they play to the boards, and in check there was Jamison. Now it comes on out to center ice, and Ganetz for the Raiders goes back to the D, and now Moe, the F1 there, he forces the play to the boards. Nice work there by him, and he steals the puck. The freshman Moe goes behind the net, looking on his backhand, now circles back, goes behind the goal, and slings it across, picked up there by Connor Neeser, number 42, who's a replacement for Nick Coring today in the lineup. And now cleared out to center, and here come the Raiders. Pass to the left side. Somweber's over the line. Returns it in front for Zizzy Lepai, but it was bouncing. And Satterdahl in the corner feeds the left point. Loose in the slot, and Somweber cannot shoot, but the Raiders keep possession and play it back deep as they finish a line change with under 4 minutes to go. Satterdahl behind the goal for Eden Prairie to Crowley on the near wing. And the Eagles come to neutral ice. Puck is picked up, and here comes Cantwell over the line for the Raiders. Takes a shot, and he's put it through a screen and right onto the goaltender. Paulnick makes the save, and he wound up with a good scoring opportunity there using the defenseman the way you're supposed to.
Good work by Paulnick to smother the rebound. Cretin-Derham Hall has to be a satisfactory effort for Coach Funk after a tough one last night. Now they're going to have Swift in that little shooter slot on the faceoff.
Now cleared around behind the net from the draws. Eden Prairie gets a win, but Cantwell along the boards feeds the left point. Here's a shot that goes off a group of players and wide. Cantwell tried to sweep it ahead, but the Eagles pick it up. A pass to center ice is behind Jacobson Cooch, and he has to pick it up and shoot it in. That'll ring the boards. Townsend chasing in the left corner. He goes to the boards there against Dominic Kopp, number 12 for Cretin-Derham Hall, one of the injury replacements today for the Raiders. And now cleared to neutral ice and played ahead down the wing. Here comes Cretin-Derham Hall in a centering pass. Oh, and good, dribbled off the stick blade of Easton Swift. He had a great chance and was unable to pull the trigger. A stop made anyhow by Isaiah Polnick.
2-on-1 with Fisher and Swift. Fisher makes the right decision there, gets the pass across, and Swift just not able to get it off the stick. Good work by Polnick to get across, seal the post, and they're just not able to get a shot off.
Face off to the left, and Attila Lepai will take it for Cretin-Derham Hall. The Raiders splitting up the Lepais for this game. They had been skating together at times in the first couple of games for Cretin-Derham Hall, but now separated when they're skating 11 forwards. A long pass picked up, and here's Clute over the line. He takes a shot, save, rebound, and unable to find the handle was Kleiss. He was open in front, but could not find the handle to shoot the puck. Now behind the goal, Kleiss. That pass is picked off, but it's going to be controlled anyway by Earl. Drops at the block. Now loose to the boards. Check that, Hall, 27 instead of 37. And now Aiden Siegfried clears behind the goal. 2.5 minutes to go. Long clear will come all the way down the ice and onto the goaltender. Polnick out to play it. And it's going to be shot ahead by Moan. Hogue for Cretin-Derham Hall. Now Scanlon at center. Tips it into the zone. And it's going to come right onto the goaltender. Polnick will leave it there for Moan, but we have a whistle and players tied up.
Yeah, they're caught together.
And their masks are locked, I think. Scanlon and Chase Clute.
Well, I tell you what, at first I thought Clute was really just giving Scanlon an earful, finishing a check, and then letting him know about it. But no, it turns out they were interlocked here, 2:18 to go.
Well, he was giving him an earful, just not the kind that you had anticipated. Players have a laugh and a smile, and they head back to their benches. 2:18 to go in the first. Comes to the circle, and now Anderson plays it down low. Swift goes after it. Vornwald in the left corner for Eden Prairie, backhands it ahead. He'll be held by Ganetz, and his first try doesn't get through, so Ganetz tries it again. Anderson now the right point down to Ganetz on the hash mark. Good rink-wide pass. Here's a shot and a save by Polnick, and a good chance on Luke Charlton there. Now played but not out. Now finally right at the blue line is controlled there. And the Raiders will turn it at neutral ice. Here comes Luke Charlton over the line. Poke checked away from him. Anderson picks it back up. Waits for people to get on side. Here's Fisher over the line. Takes a hit from Satterdahl and lost the puck. And Ganetz claims it at center. Anderson. He runs into two white shirts there along the boards. He has the puck pinned between his skates against the boards. And the referee presumably will tell him to move it fairly soon. Now they do, and it's picked up there by Moe. 1:20 to go in the period as Moe comes over the line, and he is taken out against the wall there. And a nice check finish by Ganetz as it comes to the near boards. Raiders try to clear. Fan on it. Anderson couldn't get it out. And now it's picked up by Luke Charlton behind the goal. He takes a hit there from Jacobson Cooch, and it's going to be Townsend in the corner digging it out for Eden Prairie. Townsend back to Jacobson Cooch behind the goal as we reach the last minute of the first period. Cretin-Derham Hall up 1-0. There's Moan at the left point, and that shot is blocked by the sliding defender Anderson and comes all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone with less than a minute to go in the first. Here is Jacobson Cooch playing it into the zone. Now Hogue turns it back, and the Raiders play it ahead. Somweber unable to find a teammate, and Bennett will let Hogue take the puck behind the net with 35 seconds to go in the period. Now Bennett in the right corner of the Raiders zone, chips it off the wall, and here comes Somweber. He plays it ahead for the Raiders. That's broken up by Jacobson Cooch. Now Hogue in control for Cretin-Derham Hall. 22 seconds to go, and over the line the Raiders come. Bennett breaking for the net, pass on the left, and a shot right on goal, save made by Paulson with 16 seconds to go.
Cretin-Derham Hall, really just a complete team effort here in this first period. Offense, defense, special teams, all been really good. They're playing with speed, they're playing with physicality. Heading in the locker room, you have to imagine what kind of adjustments Coach Terwilliger will make to counteract that attack for Eden Prairie.
16 seconds left. The opening period, Colton Jamieson having that opportunity down the wing. for the Raiders. And now here's a shot that trickles through the traffic and then back behind the net where block is pinned in against the boards by Fisher with 5 seconds to go. Now Townsend throws a hit. It comes in front. Jacobson Cooch clears the zone in the first period. Comes to an end. And our score after one is Cretin-Derham Hall 1 and Eden Prairie nothing.
Eden Prairie going in the locker room here. Granted, with the effort they exuded, I would be, if I'm Coach Sherblinger, I'd be happy that they're getting out of this period with just one allowed. They're going to have some sort of spark in the locker room. I don't know what kind of, maybe some lines need to be shuffled, but haven't really been able to get anything going offensively outside of just one or two odd man rushes.
All right, that's the end of the first period, and our score on a goal by Nate Charlton at 2:26 is 1-0. Back with our second period next to Champions Cup 2022 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at the Eden Prairie Community Center, Will Peterson, Jeff Pappas with you. It's 1-0 Cretin-Derham Hall after one period. Nobody in the penalty box as the second period starts, and this is the period that Cretin-Derham Hall's had trouble in its 2 games. It's where Hermantown scored 4 goals on them last night. What do you say to them heading into the second period?
You got to find a way to buck that trend, whether it be changing things up in the defensive zone, keeping the third forward especially high, maybe not as aggressive on the breakout. And I'm very sure that Coach Terwilliger is aware of the Cretin second period struggles, and maybe he's going to play a little more aggressively on the forecheck as a result.
All right, teams change ends, of course, and attack towards their benches. And we will be underway momentarily. Isaiah Polnick and goal to our left. Shots on goal in the first period. Cretin-Derham Hall 12, Eden Prairie 8. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play. And of course the Raiders 1-0 lead on the goal by Nate Charlton, 2:26 into the contest. Ready to go the second period. It's going to be Attila Lapai out there against Kleis on the draw, and in the center circle, finally picked up and carried. Here's Clute going after it, and Aiden Siegfried takes him into the corner. Now the Eagles dig it out. Here's Alex Hall in against the boards. Now it comes to the goal line extended on the right, and the Raiders will break that up. Play to the blue line and finally out to center. Picked up by Moan and shot back into the zone. Into the right corner, Simon Hogue banks it off the wall to center ice, and here come the Raiders. This is Nate Charlton over the line. Attila Lapai rather takes over. Comes onto the goaltender, and we're going to get a face-off as Attila Lapai gets in there, and so does Scanlon, but no rebound.
Cretin picking up right where they left off with that aggressive offensive pressure again. Mixing up the lines now. Actually, Charlton will come off along that whole first group, but it's Lapai skating with Scanlon and Charlton. Quite the line for that Cretin squad. Makes for a headache for the opposing defense.
Face off to the right of the goal. Raiders on top, 1-0. And now played down and controlled by Ryan Coring. From the face off comes to the circle, and Townsend for Eden Prairie. Ahead to Earl over the line. Pass off to the left side, and Jacobson coach after it there. Drops to Coring at the point. Takes a shot, and it goes off the defense. Doesn't get through. Jamison swings it around on the near side. Vormwald holding at the right point for Eden Prairie. It comes out to center, and here's Fisher. He tried to thread one through and did. It went off Townsend. Here's a shot right on, and a save made off of the stick of Max Anderson. And now in the slot, Fisher swings back to his forehand. Owens puts it in front. Townsend sweeps it, but not out. Dropped up the slot, Jamison. Played over, Kopp at the left point. He takes a shot that's blocked. Now Kopp lets Jake Fisher take it. He centers it, and Earl's there to pick it off, but not out. Now played down into the corner. Fisher trying to do the dirty work there. And the puck winds up running out to center ice and back into the Raiders zone. Jamison over to the far side, pass to the middle, and Fisher tips it ahead. Coring drops it back to Vormwald in his zone. Now out to center ice. Townsend over the line. Jacobson Cooch can't get to it, and they are changing anyway. Out to center, Earl, who's had a long shift. Now plays it ahead, and it's picked up, played down deep by Somweber. He is sandwiched in against the wall. Puck dribbles behind the net, and Eden Prairie will control on the far side. They bank off the wall too far for Earl, and Luke Charlton has to come back for it. Rink wide to Ganetz. Eden Prairie finishes that change finally. He played just over 2 minutes in the second period, and now picking his way through center ice. Luke Charlton over the line. Zezi Lapai breaks for the net, and they can't get the puck to him as it winds up going behind the goal. Satterdahl and backhands it ahead. Ganetz will hold, and right on the blue line. Finally, it's backhanded deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Pass to the near side is going to get past everybody and go the length for an icing call.
Eden Prairie really has to find a spark here. 14:29 to go in the second. They were able to find it against Hill Murray yesterday by matching the physicality of Hill Murray. And whether that be the case here, or maybe they mix things up on the breakout or the forecheck, they got to get something going before Cretin is able to pop another one.
Face-off coming to the right of the goaltender Polnick. 11 saves on 12 shots in the first period. Puck comes rink wide to center ice, and Hogue has it there. Now playing it back rink wide. And we'll get it back in the left corner. Stood up, pass comes to the near side, pass to Aiden Siegfried and out to center ice. Played in with a delayed offside coming. Now that's cleared, and a pass to center. Here's Fisher with speed over the line. Fisher drops it for Cantwell, but can't get it to him. Now it's loose along the dasher board. It comes down, and you get a whistle, and a hand pass will be called. We'll come all the way back.
Yeah, Cantwell a little too eager to make a play on that one. Use the throwing motion, get ahead for Fisher. Would have had a scoring chance in there with Swift. This one's going to come all the way down near the goaltender Miller. 0-1 on the year, 403 goals against, 854 save percentage. He's been pretty solid so far here today. Not a ton of A1 scoring chances, but he gets to the puck, he smothers the rebound, and very good positionally moving as well.
Cantwell plays to the blue line from the faceoff. It's going to be held in there by Alex Hall, but only momentarily. Now Cantwell for Cretin-Derham Hall brings it to the blue line, and it's a pile up there right in front of the official on that near side. Now here is swift over the line, left a drop pass. Cantwell in the circle. Takes a shot, and a quick glove by Polnick there as he saw it through traffic, probably better than anybody else on the ice, and we get a stoppage.
Yeah, nice little glove there from Polnick, the 2019 Youth Hockey Hub Goalie of the Year. Saw it all the way, had the positioning, snaps the glove back. Face-off's going to come to his blocker side.
3 minutes, 26 seconds gone in the second period of a 1-0 game for the Raiders, and now here's Dodig playing it around behind the goal. Scanlon looking to center it. And that goes off traffic, loose to the far side corner, picked up there by Peltier. And Eden Prairie is able to play it out to center ice. Raiders doing a better job of clogging them up in neutral ice. And over the line, Jamison going in. Swings around on the near side as Attila Lapai goes right for the goal crease. Another puck comes over to the far side. Scanlon on the half wall. Scanlon now left it there. And Nate Charlton taking it against the boards. Lapai in there, and he has possession now. Lapai comes off the wall, shoots. That's blocked at the defense, and the Eagles will play up the middle. To the near side now, Alex Hall angling over the line. They're changing, though, and Hall will just dump it deep and heads for the bench as they change. In the right corner, Dodig has it for Cretin-Derham Hall back behind the net. Luke Charlton clearing around, and Vornwald at center. Rink wides to no one, and here comes Charlton back over the line for the Raiders. Poke checked off his stick and shot all the way back into the Raiders zone to the right. That's going to be icing. 12:27 to go here in the second period.
We're going to see Eden Prairie in the Youth Hockey Hub Tradition Invitational over the Christmas break. I'm going to be interested to see how the team continues to grow and progress. They're also going to play in the Edina Holiday Classic. And as new coach Sherwilliger starts to figure out his group a little bit more, spend some more time with them, see what combinations work or not, because this has all the makings of a really good high school hockey team. They're just struggling to put together as of now.
Well, it's early days and a small sample size and all those other types of cliches. There's a big hit thrown along the wall by Ganetz.
All 5'9" of them.
Yeah, he made his presence felt, and here come the Raiders in a centering pass, and Fisher shoots, save a rebound, and it winds up knocked behind the net. Chuck Owens with a rebound chance. That's a good rush there as Max Anderson behind the goal. Puck comes to the left edge, and now we'll get a face-off as Polnick gets possession.
That Fisher line, complimented by Anderson, and today it's Owens. It would have been Cardenas. I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with this group. They're making things happen, man. Maybe they'll slide Cardenas down to that second line because they really complement each other's play quite well.
Now from the face-off, it's Anderson taking it to the far boards. And now it comes in front. Loose. Anderson takes a shot. Luke Charlton with a drive, and that hits Earl. And it's played to the line, and that's a hand pass as the puck was knocked right back from the defender, Luke Charlton, to Anderson.
Charlton had a nice little chance up there in the slots, and the long shot on, got knocked down. Would have been a goal for each of the Charlton brothers here in this one. Quite the excitement for the family.
11:50 to go in the second period. Face-off coming up to the right of the Cretin-Derham Hall goal. And Leo Miller, Crowley in there for Eden Prairie. Saturdahl into the wall. And he tried to find Peltier. That's broken up and played rink wide. Owens, this one to center, and played down by Neeser. Now Owens will carry it into the Eden Prairie zone. Comes to the wall, tried to leave a drop pass for Fisher along the boards. It comes free, Fisher, backhanded pass. Owens on the goal line. Nice idea from a sharp angle, but he put it over the top. Now it's past Hogan out to center. Picked up there by Kopp, and he will play it right back into the Eden Prairie zone. Goaltender missed the cutoff. Crowley will play it. It comes out to center, and the Raiders wind up in possession in the end. 11:11 to go in the period. Saturdahl picks off an outlet pass from Kopp. Going in, a backhanded shot, and he might have caught a piece of the post there as it comes towards the blue line and out to center. Nice play by Saturdahl to read it first off and then to put a good shot on goal in the second place. And here's Saturdahl, 3-on-2 over the line. And then he is knocked away. Here's Zizzy Lapai coming back, and the Raiders are the 3-on-2 if they can only control it, and then they can't. It's offside, as a matter of fact, so the bouncing puck wins in the end, as it usually does.
Been really impressed by Saturdahl for Eden Prairie, a guy that Eden Prairie, they lose 12 of their top 14 guys. They're going to need guys like Saturdahl to step up, fill big roles for the team, and he's a big-bodied forward. He uses his body physically pretty fleet-footed as well. Uses his speed. He's going to be one to watch for the Eagles going forward.
He saw a neutral ice. and it's played back to the Eden Prairie line. Tate Block down the near side. He comes blocked to the near wall, and he's going to be rubbed out there. But comes back behind the net, and Sam Weber will feed it around on the far side. Out to center, and then played right back in with men trapped. Delayed offside, picked up, and here comes Sam Weber over the line against Block. Sam Weber trying to throw it in front. Played behind the net, and now Mo plays it to the line, and it's knocked back into the corner. Block will go after it again. Banks it off the boards to the near side. Jamison trying to hold on the hash mark, does. And here's Jamison playing a deep. Block chasing him, a centering pass. Sam Weber couldn't get a stick to it. And Eden Prairie clears, and it winds up going off a stick over the boards and into the Raiders bench.
Haven't had penalties since the 9:55 mark of the first. Here with 10 minutes left in the second, we'll see if maybe special teams will be the edge that Eden Prairie needs to get back into this game.
You realize what you've done, don't you?
That's the announcer's jinx right there.
That's right.
We're going to get one. How
we'll
it goes.
See. We'll see.
Looks like Swift posted up in that shooter slot again. They've had too many grade A chances from that position not to get one of them these times. Not going to be this one, though. Fisher loses the draw.
Back in the corner, picked up there by Coring. And now the Raiders come to center. It's tipped ahead and into the zone by Rio Treharn getting his first shift. As the fourth line out there for Eden Prairie now. A centering pass comes to Coring at the left point. Takes a shot right on. Save, rebound! And Jacobs and Cooch couldn't tuck it home. And now it winds up going into the netting over the glass and out of play. Best chance for Eden Prairie in a while.
It's with their fourth line as well.
Yep.
Or at the very least, mixing it up with Treharn out there with Jacobs and Cooch and Townsend. Just Turbo League are trying to find any way to get a little offense going, and might have found it there. Got a good scoring chance.
So the chance by Treharn is sort of a, I guess you could call it a, how do I phrase this? A new line. Let's put it that way. As Treharn getting a chance to play up front with Townsend, played back into the Eden Prairie zone, and Coring turns and banks it off the wall and out to center ice. Now Townsend can't win possession. There's a nice pass, and over the line comes Attila Lapai, backhanded and finally forced away by Vornwald off to the corner and loose in front. And here is Nate Charlton taking a shot and a save made, and he's slippery. That was a nice move in front, and Paulneck with a good stop.
5'6", just a really, really shifty little guy. Makes his way through traffic, winds up in the slot, sends it on right into the stomach, however, of the goaltender Paulneck. And the Shortland brothers transferred to Cretin-Derham Hall before this year. They were in the Hastings system. Nice addition for Matt Funk's Raiders.
Small enough for the time being to go underneath the defenseman. And as he grows, we'll see what happens there. But Dodig from the face-off plays it around behind the net. And Peltier in the left corner for Eden Prairie. Comes to the boards and now played towards the point. It'll come out to center rink wide. Dodig has it there. Shoots it back into the Eden Prairie zone behind the net. Paulneck sets it up. Coming up on the halfway mark of regulation here in about 20 seconds time. 1-0 Cretin-Derham Hall is over the line. We get a puck play to the high stick with 8:43 to go. We'll lug it all the way back in the Eden Prairie zone for a faceoff.
And Crowley a little too eager to make that play. Ends up contacting with high stick. This one played all the way down to the blocker side of the goaltender Paulneck.
And let's see here. We've got Owens out to the top line. Fisher is there, but Owens is taking the face-off. Fisher's the trigger man here.
Eden Prairie, a late change kind of line matching as well.
Owens won the draw, but couldn't pull it where he wanted, and now here comes Eden Prairie back. This is Mason Moe. Over the line, Moe forced behind the net, comes out the near side, still has possession. Moe goes behind the net, and the Eagles try to feed Block at the right point. He has it, he shoots, oh, he scores! Hit by Satterdahl, and in front, I believe, we shall see. Block took the initial shot. It was redirected past Miller, and the game is tied.
What did I say? Satterdahl makes things happen for this Eden Prairie squad. Posts up in front of the goaltender Miller, so the initial read isn't as strong for Miller as he might like it to be. Satterdahl gets in front, gets the tip, it sneaks through the 5-hole of the goaltender Miller, and we are tied at 1. Cretin-Derham Hall 1, Eden Prairie 1.
Well, let's see if the official scoring agrees with our assessment here on Satterdahl. And as far as scoring it, we'll wait for Robin Cook, who has the official word. Play behind the goal here, the Raiders zone, and now a pass is fanned on. Here's a breakaway. Owens. And then Block getting back quickly. Satterdown from Block and Connor Crowley. That's the goal, and a partial break for Owens, and he was caught from behind by Tate Block. Now at center ice, here is Kleiss shooting it in, and it's a 1-1 game now. 7:48 to go in the second period. Puck comes off to the far wall. Raiders try to clear it out, and now they do get it to center ice. And here they come. Jamison over the line, and it's poke checked away from him by Tommy Moan, who clears it. Now here's a chance, and Earl couldn't get that puck to settle down. Would have had a clean breakaway. Centering pass picked off. Now Eden Prairie is caught changing. And it's 4-on-3 for the Raiders. Fisher over the line. He takes a shot that doesn't get through. Now Zizzy Lapai in the near corner. Over skates for the Raiders. And it comes to the near side. Earl controlling. Eagles back and over the line. And it's Jacobson Cooch winds up playing it to the right of the goal. A centering pass, and it's sicked away. Why, it's starting to open up now. And here comes Zizzy Lapai over the line. Back checking there is Townsend. And now played in front of the net. Picked up by Earl, and here comes Eden Prairie with 7 minutes to go in the period. Shot in rink wide to the near side. Townsend and Ganetz go to the wood. And behind the net to the corner, Townsend gaining control. A centering pass, and it went off the heel of Earl's stick, which exploded in his hands, which had something to do with it. And now behind the net, the Raiders get it. Here is a 2-on-2. Zizzy Lapai at the end of a long shift cuts in and then is unable to transfer it to his forehand. Loose along the near wall. Lapai trying to make something happen there. And after it, Coring in control for Eden Prairie. He leaves it in the right corner for Vornwald. Now Moe, one-touch pass up the middle is stolen. And here come the Raiders. A shot right on. And a save made as Bennett was denied from in close by Polnick. Comes to the near boards now with just over 6 minutes to go in the second period. And Coring is having trouble there in the corner. Finally, his teammates come in and help him out. Townsend backhand to center. And it's played down by Hogue, rink wide to the far side. And Max Bennett can't play it in. Goes back into the Raiders zone. Less than 6 minutes to go in the second period. And now here comes Cretin-Derham Hall. Pass to center. And it's shot in rink wide. That's going to be actually icing as it was done from Dominic Kopp's side of center ice.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, this game's really opened up since the Satterdown goal. Almost before it felt a little bit like a chess match, very methodical. And now, forget the chess, we're playing checkers. Going crazy with it. Both sides really opened up the ice. The spark that Eden Prairie need might just been that goal.
5:49 left in the second period. It banked off the glass and out to center. Peltier for Eden Prairie. As his outlet pass blocked, centering pass, a shot, and it goes just wide of the goal. Good chance again for Easton Swift, who's had a couple here. Now a pass to the near side. Fisher fires, he's over the top. Here's Hogue at the right point now. Bouncing puck comes to center, and the Eagles pick it up. Pass to the near side, and it's Moe over the line. Moe cutting to the slot, finally thrown off his stroke there by Dominic Kopp. Comes off to the corner and played around behind the net. Hogue has to take a long way around the net to get to the puck on the near side. Now Cantwell with just over 5 minutes to go. And Cantwell, Swift on his left over the line, shoots it into the zone. Block goes after it behind the goal, feeds the left side for Crowley, who backhands to center. Now in control, Aiden Siegfried. Played to center ice. It's loose there. Moe backtracking for Eden Prairie, has the puck. And he goes back to Block on the far side. Tate Block to center ice, loose on the red line. And now Nate Charlton trying to play it ahead. It's going to come all the way back into the Raiders zone and onto the goaltender. Miller out to play it. Banks it ahead for Attila Lapai. He's over the line looking for Charlton. It goes down. Penalty to Block coming here. And it'll be a power play for Cretin-Derham Hall. Tate Block will go for tripping when the puck is eventually touched. It goes behind the net, and here's Jamison ringing the net with a full head of steam. He gets past Kleiss. He comes over the line, and now we get the whistle as the play is blown dead, and Block will be penalized at 12 minutes and 36 seconds of the second period.
That's a killer for Eden Prairie. Block with the trip. It was Nate Charlton in front, kind of away from the play even. 4:24 to go here, Cretin to the power play. They've had some high-quality chances on the power play. Attila Lapai out there, he's kind of that center guy for them. The one that kind of makes the up and down movement go. They'll also look for him. He had a really good one-time chance earlier in the game. Kind of the straw that stirs the drink for this Cretin-Derham Hall power play.
Face-off coming up with the left of Polnick. See if the Raiders can cash in here as they are 1 for 8 so far in this young season on the power play. And it's played all the way down the ice. Hogue behind the goal. Neither team has had a full power play yet. Each one 1 minute and 17 seconds due to other penalties. Jamison lost possession and it's cleared. First 30 gone, and now Miller will set it up for Hogue. Will take it back behind the Raiders' goal with 3:50 to go in the second period, a 1-1 tie. Now down the far wing, it's played on into the zone. It'll ring the boards to the near side. Coring there, played down with the glove by Jamison, drops to Fisher. High in the slot, Hogue. Left point, Fisher closing to the circle. Tried to play it through, picked up and cleared finally by Chase Clute for Eden Prairie. Backcourt is Jamison. Fisher on the turn. Eden Prairie finishing a change. Fisher hits the line, comes to the circle, and then peels back. Fisher leaves it along the wall. Here's Attila Lepai trying to get to the edge of the crease. Coring with a big hit thrown there, and the puck cleared.
Jake Fisher lost the handle on that one. Would have been a big scoring chance. He's done that a couple times today. Not quite his usual self. When he's on, he's a difference maker for this Raiders team.
And now Ganetz over the line. And now Scanlon trying to feed Ganetz again, and then it's cleared back into the Raiders zone. Not much happening here in this power play for them. 30 seconds to go.
Haven't been able to get into the zone, haven't been able to set up. Maybe just once with Lepai in the middle. They got to get something going here, and maybe they do with Owens in.
The stretch pass there, Owens backhanded centering pass finds no one but Peltier, and that winds up going out of play. So stoppage with 14 seconds to go and an offensive zone face-off for Cretin-Derham Hall anyhow, with 2:37 to go in the period.
I think they're going to bring this one outside. That was a discussion, and now the official's overruled by the linesman who's going to keep it in.
Face-off to the left of Palnick. And Owens out there for this draw for Cretin-Derham Hall, and he will face off against Satterdalen, the goal scorer for Eden Prairie. Now picked up by Peltier, plays it around on the near side, and picked up there by Siegfried. So the high slot for Ganetz over to the far side. And spinning with it there is Nate Charlton. Penalty is over. Charlton goes behind the net. Scanlon there, back to Charlton as Eden Prairie comes back to full strength. Owens lays it down off the dasher boards. Peltier clears around on the near side, and it's going to reach the left point. Siegfried playing it to the hash mark. It comes off the wall, and now Charlton in the corner. Nate Charlton spun around there by Peltier. Puck goes to the boards. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period now. And now a pass comes all the way around to Ganetz at the right point. He can't hold it. Now he does hold it in. Owens, and he is hit from the blind side and goes down. There's a penalty coming to Eden Prairie. I think it's on Satterdalen there. I don't know that he had a whole lot he could do about it necessarily, but he did hit from behind, and that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, it was just two skaters on the collision course there. Now Satterdalen pleading his case. Owens did get hit from the blind side there on the blue line, and no malintent, I'm sure, but Satterdalen's going to serve, and barring a Cretin-Derham Hall goal, they're going to have a power play for the remainder of the second period here. Now the captain Coring over to plead his case as well.
And minor penalty is up, and rightly so. But it was a hit from behind, and that's what they're trying to eliminate. And the question was the player turning into it? And really the answer was no. But Cretin-Derham Hall with a new lease on life here in this power play.
Now we get to see if they can set it up. They really haven't been able to do so here so far in this game. It's a deadly unit when they're able to get it going.
Roughing is the penalty. Jamison to Fisher on the near side. Fisher keeps possession. Now Attila Lepai had to play it beside the net, and that winds up hopping over Anderson, and now it's shot all the way down the ice. 1:23 to go in the period. Roughing on Satterdalen, and behind the play we have a hooking penalty coming, and that's going to even things up.
Well, that's a killer for Cretin-Derham Hall. Anderson's going to go for a hook. Now we're going to get a minute 32, and this 4-on-4 hockey will carry into the third period. But Cretin, just when you thought they might be able to seize the momentum going into the break, we're going to skate 4 aside here, and the faceoff's going to come in the EP offensive zone.
Minute 32 of 4-on-4, which will carry over into the third period, barring any further penalties. And Anderson had no argument. He went right to the box. Now the face-off is controlled by Vornwald, fed over to the left point. Coring in the circle, working in. Coring looking to center, and nothing doing there. Cleared around on the near side. Townsend with some open ice to work with here. 4-on-4, threw it across. It's blocked, And now to the near side out to center. Here's Fisher with 1:05 to go. Fisher over the line for Cretin-Derham Hall. Goes behind the net against Vornwald. Swings around, still in possession. Now over to Jamison on the left. He shoots, and a save by Polnick. Rebound is smothered, and a face-off coming up in the Eden Prairie zone.
Two big narratives coming into the second period. Cretin-Derham Hall struggles in the second period. Somewhat apparent here, not so much as their last two games against St. Thomas and Hermantown. Additionally, Eden Prairie, they were able to answer yesterday against Hill Murray, and they've answered so far here in the second.
I think this is the best second that the Raiders have played to this point. They did lose the lead, but they have been up and down with Eden Prairie throughout. Now the puck picked up by Fisher in the corner, banks it off the boards to Jamison. And the high slot fit over to the right. Here's a shot that goes off the traffic, and it's picked up there by Eden Prairie's Tommy Moen and cleared right back to him with 38 seconds to go near side. Eden Prairie plays to center, and Townsend trying to step around Jamison, couldn't do it. Fisher over the line, and he and Attila Lepai go after the puck with 25 seconds to go. Lepai is dumped by Townsend, and there's another penalty. And Townsend will go. That's going to be a hold with 24 seconds to go in the period.
Man, penalties galore here. We're going to skate 4-on-3 for the remainder of this second. And that's big. Townsend heading to the box. The Minnesota commit, big part of the special teams units for Eden Prairie. That's it's a killer blow for the Eagles.
So it's power play number 4 for Cretin-Derham Hall now. It's going to last for 35 seconds, and that's when Satterdahl comes back. Then a brief period of 4-on-4. We'll sort it all out here after the period. The puck is shot rink wide back into the Raiders zone, and Hogue will chase after it with 15 seconds to go in the period. Here he comes, ringing the net. Pass to the right, Fisher over the line. 8 seconds to go, and then Fisher lost possession, and Earl will peel back and then play it all the way down the ice, and that'll kill the second period. And our score after 2 is Eden Prairie 1 and Cretin-Derham Hall 1. Raiders will be on the power play for 11 seconds as the third period starts. And then 28 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by 58 seconds of power play for the Raiders, barring any further penalties.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and call this period a win for both teams. Coach Funk's Raiders, yes, they do concede the lead, but they are able to weather the storm, not concede a crooked number like they did to Hermantown last night. And for Eden Prairie, they answered back like they did against Hill Murray. And now we're going to get some crazy special team scenarios to start the third, and it might come down to special teams to decide this one.
All right, we're getting the shots now. Eden Prairie had 3 shots. And Cretin-Derham Hall only had 5, but I think defensively it was a priority for Cretin-Derham Hall. They've outshot Eden Prairie 17-11 through 2 periods. So we'll take a break here, come back with our third next. We are locked up at 1 here in the Champions Cup 2022 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Let's go to Tony Scott, who caught up with JP Delaney and had this interview to be filed now.
We're with JP Delaney from Summit Orthopedics. How you doing this morning, JP?
Doing great.
Let's just start out really quick, and we know you were a hockey player. We got you up at Colorado College with your collegiate career, but I'd like to go back to your high school career. 3 state tournament trips at Rochester, Lourdes. One of the landmark moments in your hockey career is scoring a game winner in overtime, just about every kid's dream. Walk through beating Hibbing in the quarterfinals in 2003.
Yes, that was the first game in my senior year, and we went to overtime. I was tied 1-1, I believe. And
were you like beating them badly, or was it a 50-50? What was it like?
I mean, I think we were outplaying them, but it was a pretty close game the whole time. And so in overtime, the first couple minutes, they were dominating us. Our goalie made an unbelievable save where he reached behind his back and saved the puck. And then my goal just popped out to the point. The Demon tried to play it, and everyone's dream, it just hopped over his stick. I won the foot race, went down on a breakaway, deke, backhand, all done.
Yeah, all the details. Now, you're a surgeon at Summit Orthopedics. Walk through the extremities, because there's all different. There's spines, there's elbows, there's shoulders, there's knees, there's hips. Where are you operating on your patients?
Yeah, so I'm an upper extremity surgeon, so I pretty much do everything from clavicle down to fingertip. And so anything trauma, joint replacements, nerve stuff, pretty much anything can happen.
Would you say your patient ratio is young, athletic kids? Is it middle-aged weekend warriors, or is it elderly? Where do you find most of your patients?
I'd say the majority of our patients are more elderly, but we get our fair share of weekend warriors. And then we do take care of a lot of young, especially high school athletes that, have an injury during some type of sporting event.
Just recently, I've heard a lot of injuries just coming through in the first week of the season. Maybe the bodies aren't ready or whatever. Do you see that is more common these days? You're getting more and more high school players getting injured in hockey and other sports?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season, people aren't prepared, or they haven't trained or got their body ready for that type of intensity, especially the game setting. Now, a lot of kids are playing year-round, so we see a lot of overuse injuries too, not necessarily just at the start of the season, but beginning of winter is definitely a hot time for injuries, not only for athletes, but also for the people outside who are slipping and falling on the snow.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, last question. You've been doing this quite a while. I love to kind of know what the most rewarding part of your job is at Summit Orthopedics.
Yeah, the most rewarding part is just seeing people able to get back to the functions or activities that they love to do. Whether it's a young athlete who we can get them back to the game and playing the sport that they love, or if it's just an old lady who all she wants to do is be able to reach up and get something down out of a cupboard in her kitchen. Like the smiles that you see when they come back to clinic after you operate on them and they have a successful result are just incredible.
It's so funny. You think of those big moments of a little athlete or a weekend warrior getting back to doing, but sometimes it's almost more important for the elderly person getting back to doing just some easy day-to-day tasks.
Right, absolutely. I mean, we're there for one thing, and that's to improve people's quality of life. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that, but even sometimes the little things make a huge difference.
We're going to be doing a lot of these interviews this season. I hope we get another shot and get to hear some more stuff, maybe some glory days at Colorado College.
Right. Absolutely, anytime.
J.P. Delaney, doctor at Summit Orthopedics.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Them bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
back at the Eden Prairie Community Center, tied at 1, and the penalty boxes are the place to be, unfortunately, for these teams. There's 2 in the box for Eden Prairie and 1 for Cretin-Derham Hall as the third period gets underway with Will Peterson, Jeff Papers with you, and well, it's going to be an interesting first couple minutes of this period here.
Yeah, each team kind of I don't think you exactly practice for these scenarios where you have initially the 4-on-3, then the 4-on-4, and then you get into the 5-on-4. Each team kind of shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. Each would have had a various advantage had they not committed them, but it'll be interesting to see how each team attacks it here as looks like EP also of note, they're going to be without Teddy Townsend for 1:37, one of the top guys for this EP squad.
Power play, less than 10 seconds to run as the third period starts, and it's going to be cleared. We have an immediate whistle. And we're going to take a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone with 5 seconds in the 4-on-3 power play. Cretin-Derham Hall's power play numbers are being altered a bit by the fact that they're not full power plays. From the draw, here is Jamison closing. He takes the shot right on. And we're going to get a face-off as Paulnick made the stop. 1 second left. Then we're going to have 4-on-4 for 28 seconds. And then about a 57-second power play for Cretin-Derham Hall. This is all done. Now it's 4 aside. And now it's loose along the near wall. Jamison playing it behind the goal, block after it for Eden Prairie in the right corner. Plays it ahead, and that's going to be controlled by Hall. Now loose in front, and that was
Could have been a hook.
Yeah, a little bit, as puck is played all the way down the ice, and that'll be icing on Eden Prairie.
Guy that's been pretty quiet here in the this first stretch of the season, Colton Jamison for Cretin-Derham Hall. Just the 1 assist for him on the year. Haven't called his name a ton. If he can get hot here down the stretch, that's going to be he's going to be an X factor for this Cretin squad.
9 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And the referee on the near side wants the Wings to move back along the near side. Puck dropped, and it's controlled by Coring. The left corner plays it out to center for Kleiss. And Cretin-Derham Hall is again on the power play. Here's Coring closing in, and right to the goal. And Miller comes out to poke it away. Power play number 5 for Cretin-Derham Hall. Here's Anderson. He's over the line. Anderson comes to the near circle. Attila Lapai's pass across, hops Jamison, and comes out to center ice.
That's good work by Lapai on that last back check. Not to give up on the play. Coring had a breakaway, had some room in front of him, but Lapai gets back, makes that shot a little bit more challenging.
And it's offside on the left as both wings got in before Nate Charlton, and we'll get a face-off with 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Hogue rushing the puck there. Face-off outside the Eden Prairie line. And Kleiss and Fisher do battle, now controlled by the Raiders. Pass to the left and over the line. They'll play it over the line and into Jamison. Skates, kicks it off to the boards. Third around past Anderson on the near side, and Hogue late getting to the point there, but they do hold the zone anyway. Hogue plays it down, and here's Attila Lapai working to the front of the net. Fisher trying to poke it ahead. Vornwald rides him off. 5 seconds in this power play. Up the slot, Jamison to the right. Hogue closes, he centers it, and right out of the penalty box, here's Townsend down the wing with a trailer over the line. He takes the shot, and it winds up deflecting behind the net. Now Peltier at the left point fires, and is wide of the goal to the goaltender's left. Townsend on the half wall, and now Townsend still in possession. Comes to the high slot, working in, plays it beside the net, and now behind the net. Jacobs and Cooch cannot play it ahead. Peltier swings it over to the right side. Nieser playing it down into the far circle for Townsend. Back to Nieser. We got a whistle. And we have
nets off.
The net's off. So we'll get a face-off with 14:50 left in regulation time in the third period, a 1-1 tie.
Andy Earl was really getting inside there on Miller. Might have caused the net to be dislodged, but Eden Prairie is going to have to drive some traffic in front of the net. That's how they got their only goal of the night, with Center Dolan setting up in front, tipped it past the goaltender Miller. They haven't really had a bunch of grade A scoring chances, at least from the point, so if they can drive some traffic to the net, they'll be a difference maker for this Eden Prairie squad.
Face-off. And Earl's pass is blocked. It comes out to center ice, and Bennett slow getting up. I'm caught him on the ankle, and there's a shot that goes out of play. As you see Bennett going to the bench, favoring his right leg.
Left leg. He's coming up on the right one.
and he is going to work that one off on the bench. It looked like it hurt, and will get a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone.
That one's a little bit of a stinger. He's just kind of rocking back and forth, trying to get some more, get some blood moving to that. I would expect him to continue skating regular shift.
Face-off to the left of Palnick. And Attila Lepai has been dismissed from the face-off. Scanlon will come to draw for the Raiders against Satterdahl, who won the draw. Behind the net, controlled there by Tommy Moan. Having some trouble there, gets to the near side, and Crowley up the half board. Scanlon now trying to hold it and can't. Comes out to center, but Attila Lepai is there. Checked by Satterdahl, but plays it anyway. Goes after it. Moan behind the cage for the Eagles to Crowley on the near wall. And we get a whistle. And we have a penalty.
Didn't quite see that one. I think it's going to be a Lepai going off for
You're right.
It's a rough.
Roughing. Yep.
And we saw Lepai, he committed a high sticking minor last night that allowed Hermantown to get back into the game. And evidently let the emotions get the best of him here. 14-18 to go. We're going to get another power play here for Eden Prairie.
2 minutes and 42 seconds is the time. Power play number 2 for Eden Prairie. Trying to snap a 1-1 tie.
Someone that's really impressed me so far on the season with this power play has been Mason Moe as he lets this one go out to center. But he's been he's a freshman, and he's been really effective at quarterbacking this power play for Eden Prairie.
Eden Prairie, minute 48, a power play, and Moe will start up over the line. Moe leaves a drop for Townsend on the wall. Now Curring. Back to the near side. Moe. Satterdahl in front, trying to take up space. Centering pass, a save made, and a good point-blank shot there by Earl. Now, down Curring behind the net. Trying to throw it in front, and Miller holding the post, knocks it away. Here's Satterdahl in control. Dropping to Moe, over to the right point. Curring, a minute 14 in the power play. Townsend comes off the wall into the high slot. Now feeds Moe back to Townsend. Over across a one-time shot by Curring, and Satterdahl pokes the rebound into the goaltender. And a face-off coming as Leo Miller covers up.
Satterdahl again making things happen in front with the traffic. Curring, nice shot on. Satterdahl was there for the rebound. Miller covers up, and he's been really good here so far today.
Face-off coming up with 1:05 left in the penalty on Attila Lepai. 13:23 to go in the third period. And from the draw, Jamison behind the net plays it to the corner. Luke Charlton after it. Satterdahl gets there first. Playing around behind the net, Charlton will play it past Moe and all the way down the ice. And going back for it is Moe. Less than a minute now in the power play. He is forced back by Anderson on the forecheck. Now to the near wing, and here comes Townsend. He's over the line. Rings the boards with it to the far side, and it's picked up there. Earl now Curring in the high slot, works in, fires, didn't miss by much there. Here's Satterdahl all off the boards, not a Curring center point, flattens, fires, save Miller with a pad, left the rebound in front, and his teammates dealt with it mostly anyhow. Eden Prairie controls. Satterdahl trying a backdoor pass, and Townsend couldn't connect with it. Comes back out to center with 15 seconds in the Eden Prairie power play. Curring has it at his blue line. Pass up the middle, and Earl tips it in right onto the goaltender. Miller missed it! And just about disaster there for Cretin-Derham Hall, but they do get the puck and clear it back into the Eden Prairie zone as the penalty expires.
Well, that's about as aggressive as a play as we'll see a goalie make. We saw Polnock make a similar play yesterday, venturing far out of his crease to make it. Perhaps the more advisable play would just been to glove it down, but no worse for the Warriors, Cretin.
Raiders at full strength with 12 minutes to play in the third period. A 1-1 tie. Pass up the middle, gets past Bennett. Will come wide of the goal for an icing call. We'll go back in the Raiders' end for a faceoff.
That was a quality power play for Eden Prairie. Not able to get anything to the back net. They generate some traffic. They got some shots on goal, but nothing doing here. We're in quite an offensive deadlock here.
We will take the draw to the left of Leo Miller. Kleiss is out there along with Zezi Lepai, and now Kleiss is dismissed. And it'll be Alex Hall in to take the face-off. Lepai wins the draw, and it's cleared all the way down the ice, and they'll do it again as the Raiders are charged with icing.
Yeah, it's that second group out there of Paul, Miller, Kleiss is mowing back on D. In a late game scenario like this, you have to start wondering when coaches are going to start shortening the benches, maybe only roll 2 lines, 3 or 4 defensemen trying to keep their top guys out there.
Miller gave up a rebound on the shot, and it winds up going to the far boards there. Controlled by Tate Block at the right point. Shoots, Miller saves, rebound up the slot, controlled by Bennett. Now a rink-wide pass. Raiders try to break out through neutral ice, but Hall's there with 2 trailers. Hall over the line into the circle. Forced deep, goes behind the net, centers to the short side for Kleiss, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Kleiss back behind for Dawson Miller. A centering pass is intercepted, and the Raiders clear to the line. Moan will hold it in, and the Raiders have to think of something different behind the goal with 11:15 to go. Comes around to the near side, and Cretin-Derham Hall will get the puck to center ice on the wrong side of Bennett, though. He and Moan scrap for it. Moan lost it in Townsend's skates, and the Raiders are able to claim it at center ice. Somweber feeding it over to the right side, and here's Bennett. He will come over the line. Bennett swings it around on the far side. Tate Block after it in the right corner. Less than 11 minutes to go as Block comes out to center ice, and a rink-wide pass to the near side for Jackson Cooch, and he shoots it in. Now behind the goal, Ganetz for Cretin-Derham Hall banks it off the wall, and Attila Lepai playing it ahead. Coring there will claim it for Eden Prairie at his blue line. Now Luke Charlton shooting it in, and behind the net, Polnick sets it up. There's Vornwald in the right corner, clears it up the wall, picked up there by Earl, and out to center. Raiders will get control back in their zone, and Jackson Cooch going in there. He takes the defenseman down, Charlton, and they go in against the boards. Now a centering pass, a shot, and a save by Miller, and a good chance there by Earl, as Eden Prairie starting to buzz a little bit here. Centering pass is going to be picked off, and the Raiders will come back to center ice. Norm Charlton over the center line, then lost possession, now played in, and here he's got it again. Norm Charlton, Scanlon on his left, the pass picked up by the trailer, Hogue, and it winds up knocked over the top of the cage. Left point with less than 10 minutes to go. Here's a shot off traffic in front, and where is it? Finally off to the far boards, and it's picked up and played out to center ice.
That got Lepai in a bad spot. Now he's slow to the bench. They're going to be offsides. Good play by Owens to bring it back around. Got him somewhere in the midsection, and he's pretty slow getting back to the bench there. He's going to have to shake that one off.
Now the Raiders back over the line. Fisher taking it in deep against Coring. 9.5 minutes left now. Fisher feeding it around behind the net, and Vornwald is there for Eden Prairie. And he will flip it up the middle, play down to the glove. Here's Owens to Fisher, and a save made by Polnick. Defense turns to offense in an eyelash, and Cretin-Derham Hall nearly gets their second goal.
You don't get scoring chances like that every day, and Jake Fisher, he had a point-blank look with Polnick, but good work by Polnick with the positioning. He faces Fisher dead on, takes away his opportunity in the corners, and keeps this 1-1 game.
Owens blocks the outlet pass to the near side, but it's picked up by Clute and plays to center for Eden Prairie. Fisher on the turn, plays to the left side for Owens. He can't control it cleanly. Block plays it ahead, and now loose at neutral. Moan plays it into the zone, and Kleiss chases after it, but the Raiders pick it up, and here comes Fisher. Down the near wing, Jake Fisher over the line, got by one man, sharp angle shot, and Polnick against the left post makes the save up high, and we get a draw in the Eden Prairie zone.
He almost found the slightest of cracks there on the glove side of Polnick, but able to make the save again, and we don't have the live shot tracker here at the Eden Prairie Community Center, but I would imagine that Polnick is right around the 25 save mark for this one. He's been really, really sharp here today.
Cretin-Derham Hall with 17 shots through 2 periods, so you're probably not far off. 9:20 to go in the third. And on the draw, it's played back to Luke Charlton at the right point. Now down around behind the net, Jake Fisher centers. It goes off the defense and runs up the slot. And finally controlled. Jackson Cooch to center for Townsend. He's got Earl on his left, and over the line they come. That's going to be played to Earl behind the goal. Finally, the Raiders will gain possession in the left corner, and here's Siegfried ahead, and they can't get out of the zone. Jackson Cooch at the blue line holds it in, takes the shot, and it's deflected. Goes after his own rebound and golfs it around behind the net to the right point. Picked up by Nieser, fed into the circle. Townsend shoots. Miller stick save and no rebound.
Would have had a rebound chance there. Now Earl's down, pleading his case. He's taken down in front by Attila Lepai, and he's still talking about. Got a little cross check in front. Might have had a rebound chance there on the Miller rebound. However, 8:45, we're still scoreless here. I stand corrected, we're still tied at 1.
All right, the face-off coming up between Townsend and Attila Lapai to the left of the Raiders' goal. And now Townsend will be invited to watch as Earl will come in and draw. And Townsend trying to control it, but it's tipped away from him. Here's Bennett playing it in. Here's a chance. Attila Lapai closes, shoots, and a save made by Polnick. And it goes behind the net. Decent chance there for Attila Lapai as the puck comes out to center ice. Earl to Townsend, and he comes in over the Raiders line. Nice poke check there, knocks it away. And Somweber plays it out, and here comes Cretin-Derham Hall back. Attila Lapai over the line, takes the shot, glove catch made. That's Izzy Lapai, 25 instead of 15. I love those jerseys, but sometimes I have a little trouble with them.
Yeah, the twos and the ones blend together. They are really, really sharp. Cretin were wearing their road blacks here today. We saw their home alternate yellows. And a little uniform note, Jake Fisher's father actually owns the jersey producing company K1, so we're seeing his product firsthand here today on Cretin.
They are sharp, but they're purple on black with gold trim, so sometimes the old eyes don't always catch them. And now play to the near side from the face-off with just over 8 minutes to go. Out to center it comes, and here's Moe for Eden Prairie over the line, leaving it Satterdalen in the corner. Goes around behind the net. Satterdalen puts on the brakes and now surrenders the puck to Hogue, but only momentarily. Here's Moe behind the net. He is knocked off his pins in the right corner. And it's controlled by the Raiders. A pass to center ice, played down with the glove, and over the line they come 3 against 3. Drop pass and a shot, and it winds up going wide of the goal to the near side. And back for it is Ganetz for Cretin-Derham Hall. Banks it off the boards, and Anderson can't control, and then he winds up knocking Orth flat over the line. And here's Satterdalen trying to come in front. It's loose. Moe backhanded shot, saved by Miller. Puck knocked behind the net. Good flurry there, and out to center, scoring, controlling for Eden Prairie with just over 7 minutes to go. Shot in rink wide. To the near side, here comes Cretin-Derham Hall back. Putting on the brakes there and waiting for a change to finish. Now it's picked up by Jamison. He's over the line. Jamison tries to cut to the slot. Coring shoves him away. And now it's cleared rink wide for Hall, and it's going to be too far. It'll come in, and Miller's out to play it. Lost the puck. Hall centers it. And now Nate Charlton takes it off to the boards and will carry to the blue line. It's held in there by Clute. He plays it down, and here's a chance down low as Alex Hall tries to center. That's broken up at the left edge. The nets come off, and we'll get a face-off and some pushes and shoves to the left of the Raiders' goal.
Pleasantries exchange there in front. Overall, my main takeaway from this game, both teams are playing really good team defensive games, sticking to their structure, limiting chances from close into the paint. Although as the game wears on, starting to get a little bit more in tight, but both the goaltenders, both Miller and Polnick, really, really solid. It's going to take quite the shot to get one past one of these guys.
Well, they'll get the net situated again, and we'll face off with 6:46 left in the third period. 1-1 tie. Nate Charlton for Cretin-Derham Hall and Satterdalen for Eden Prairie. Comes to the near side, and now here comes Nate Charlton, the aforementioned, over the line. And he comes to the boards. It's out to center ice now. Cleared there. Charlton in the referee's crease, drops it back to the near side. It's going to come all the way back into the Raiders zone. Hogue behind the net. Near side there, Luke Charlton is center, and it hops Scanlon and comes back deep into the Eden Prairie zone. That'll be icing on Cretin-Derham Hall with 6:18 left.
Now, worth noting here, if we get this far after the, obviously we're going to have the standard MSHSL 8-minute overtime. But after that, the game will be recorded as a tie for all intents and purposes. But for the Champions Cup point differential, we will have a one-player continuous shootout on either side to decide that extra point for the Champions Cup. If you're not familiar, kind of a Ryder Cup style scoring format.
And a shot by Earl right on the rebound, chipped over by Miller. And of course, the junior varsity games count here as well in that tally, which school winds up with the Champions Cup. So everybody's got a little skin in the game here. Bennett over the line, and he's ridden off the play. And it's picked up by Nieser. He feeds it ahead, and here comes Townsend down the right. He's over the line. Townsend going right in. He shoots, and Miller stuck the leg out and made the save. Comes back into the Eagles zone with less than 6 minutes to go, but the explosiveness of Teddy Townsend on display there. Earl on the turn at his blue line, feeds it ahead. Jackson Cooch 1 against 4 over the line, and then he lost out to Zizzy Lapai along the far boards, played down by Earl, and the front area of the net, now rolls to the right point. Earl plays it back to the boards, and now a pass to center for Bennett. Gets past him, and the carom will come right on goal as it's cleared ahead. Cretin-Derham Hall changing, Coring over the line, and he'll dump it in deep. Puck goes behind the net. Miller sets it up there, and the Raiders have control with 5:13 to go in the third period. It's passed out to center, and here's Fisher, 2 against 3. Over the line, Fisher tried to drag it to the slot, did, now gets some help from Luke Charlton. Takes a shot that's wide of the goal. Now a long carom will be played by Ganetz at center ice. Less than 5 minutes left in regulation time. Comes to the near side, and now it's going to be played in deep. Vornwald behind the goal. Vornwald playing it ahead on the far side, controlled by Moe. He takes a bump and carries over the line. Crowley cuts for the net. Vornwald helps, and now it's loose to the wall on the far side. It's picked up, and now the Raiders will play out to center. Here's Anderson. He's got 2 trailers, 3-on-1 over the line. He saucers it across, and they don't get a shot. My goodness, Jamison there behind the goal. Someone's got to shoot that puck. Well, and nothing happened there as the puck now played all the way back in. That'll be icing on Cretin-Derham Hall.
Jamison had it on the near side and caught Pollock rarely in a tough spot there. Pollock a little awkwardly setting up for that one. Had Jamison got on goal, would have had a good scoring chance. However, could not. Now 4:17, we're still tied at 1.
4:17 to go, as you mentioned, and the specter of overtime starting to loom here. Face-off coming up. Kleiss to the right of the Cretin-Derham Hall goal. The referee would like everybody to settle down. Hall is the trigger man for Eden Prairie. It comes to Moan at the left point. Played down, and that's going to get out of play.
They're going to say it was deflected by, I think it was Scanlon. So this one will stay in the zone for EP, and they're rolling that second line of Kleiss and Hall out there.
Face off to the right of the goal, and it comes to Moan at the left point. Now runs to the near circle. Hogue goes into the boards against John Kleiss. And now it'll come out to center. Raiders, Attila Lepai can't control it. Scanlon and Kleiss go after it. Kleiss will shoot it in. Miller with an easy stick save, and he is going to finally get the glove on it as the Eden Prairie player, Chase Clute, crashed looking for a rebound.
Seeing what Leo Miller's done here so far in this game, I wouldn't have been surprised if he just opted to play that into the corner. Quite the aggressive style of goaltending when he has a chance to play it. He probably wisely covers up that one with 3:51.
Here's Hogue from the face-off, controlling for Cretin-Derham Hall. Pass up the right wing, Scanlon tips it on in. And everyone will chase after it, block after it in the left corner for Eden Prairie, and he has control in the left corner. Near side for Clute. A pass to center ice, Ganetz controlling, and he leaves the drop pass there for Siegfried. Pass to the left side, and the Raiders now will come over the line. And that's Attila Lepai, puck to the right corner, block controlling there. Bank up the boards and to the wall, and Attila Lepai holds it in with his skate, but the puck now picked up and brought back in offside by Nate Charlton. They still had Attila Lepai offside with 3:14 to go here in the third period. Raiders playing without Lucas Cernahouse, one of their top defensemen, and Devin Cardenas, one of their top forwards. Eden Prairie is without Nick Coring today, so already the depth of these teams is being tested just a little bit.
Without Cardenas especially, he only played a couple of shifts last night against Hermantown, really calling on that forward depth to stand out for Cretin.
Here comes Coring over the line. He goes behind the net, and it's going to be knocked away from him. Centering pass picked off in the circle by Cantwell, and now here comes Cretin-Derham Hall over the line, and here's a shot by Fisher. Block, got his own rebound though, but couldn't control it. He goes down. Raiders fans want a penalty, and over the line, Earl leaves a drop pass. Fisher steals it. 2:45 left in the third. Here's Fisher through middle, neutral ice, and over the line. It's offside on the left. Tight call, but Swift in just a little bit early on the left with 2:41 to go.
That's a tough one. Fisher had the edge on the near side, had Swift in with him, would have had a nice scoring chance. This one will come back out to neutral. As we get closer and closer to overtime, I would imagine that the overtime style of play would benefit Cretin as now they get a late change. But imagine that the speed and the space of the overtime would allow Cretin the edge.
All right, it'll be Sam Weber on the faceoff. against Saturdahlin, and the Raiders control it. This is Moan feeding it across on the right side with 2:35 left. Pass stolen away by Somweber. He looks to center it, and unable to put a stick on it was Max Bennett cruising the slot. Now it runs out to center ice. Here come the Eagles. Moe over the line, plays to the middle, and a nice play by Jamison there to crisscross with his partner and win the puck. Here comes Jamison over the line. He cuts to the slot. Jamison tries to feed it across, and Zizzy Lepai winds up going to the boards, and Saturdahlin plays it down with a glove, and now we're going to get a whistle with 2:10 to go.
Yeah, so we'll come back into the zone. Now this would be the time for Cretin-Derham Hall to draw up one of those set plays with the trigger guy high. They haven't been able to get one to go so far here this year. Now would be a heck of a time for it. And now the top unit of Fisher is going to go out there. I would imagine we're going to see some sort of set piece here. And they're talking things over.
Fisher is on the draw against Townsend. Trigger man! Oh, and it just went wide.
There it was, Jeff.
Boy, a clean face-off win there, and Attila Lepai had the shot, and he wound up putting it just wide.
If I'm Matt Funk, I'm running that again. I mean, if you can win it clean back to Lepai, that's a prime chance. You're going to catch Paulnuck not quite ready for it. Now it's going to come to his glove hand side. That could be a difference maker here for Cretin.
Well, we'll see what Townsend's learned from the last effort here. Is he cleanly beaten the last time by Fisher? Puck down. Fisher wins this draw. Hogue at the right point. Now throws it across to the left. Here's a shot that is gloved by Paulnick as it was headed wide of the net from Siegfried, and we'll get a face-off with 1:54 left.
Looking forward for Cretin-Derham Hall. They're going to be playing in the Maple Grove Holiday Tournament, and then a flurry of Suburban East Conference activity. For EP, they have the Edina Holiday Classic, the Youth Hockey Hub Tradition Invitational, and then they have a stretch in February with Benilde, Wayzata, and Minnetonka, 3 games in 4 matchups. Quite the schedule for Eden Prairie in the Lake Conference.
Now Attila Lepai brought it back in offside, and he's not best pleased with that call, but it'll come out to neutral ice. We've got high school hockey throughout the winter, of course, here on the Youth Hockey Hub, but our next big matchup will be Hockey for Life coming up at the Dakota Arena, the 26th, 27th, and 28th.
I believe that's the newly named Tradition Invitational.
Correct.
For
yes.
YCH. That's going to get some getting used to.
Yeah, it is. It is going to take some getting used to, but I got 12 games in 3 days then. So that's going to be a workout. Here's Townsend over the line, closing. Backhanded shot goes wide of the goal. Rings around to the near side, and Lepai will play it. Moan picks it up. He's in check. Fisher plays it down with a glove, but could not play it ahead as we're in the last 90 seconds of regulation time. And loose at neutral ice. Fisher there trying to do the dirty work with Earl. And it comes in, and it's controlled there by Moan. Back behind the net, too far for block. Attila Lepai around behind, and it's going to be picked up there by Moan. Backhanded to the far side for Earl. He can't get out. Now it's Charlton closing in around the net. Swings around to the near side. Centers it. And it took a care and went behind the goal. Last minute of play. Block plays it ahead for Earl. And Eden Prairie starts out. Rink wide into the Raiders zone. And Ganetz picks it up. 50 seconds ago. Ganetz stripped of the puck by Kleiss. Now a centering pass and a shot off the heel of the stick from Chase Clute. And the Raiders will flip the puck to center ice. It's bouncing there. Vornwald gets it to sit down. And now controlled by Colin Scanlon. He lost it. Here comes Kleiss going in on goal. He shoots. And a paddle of the stick save, I should say, by Miller. Now a shot loose in front as Eden Prairie trying for some late glory here with 20 seconds to go. It's played up the wing. Block holds it in. Or Kleiss rather at the point. And now loose along the half wall. Jamison pokes it. Ganetz playing without a stick. And he kicks it over to his teammate with 9 seconds to go. And the Raiders will start up. Pass ahead for Scanlon. And he can't get it to Jamison with 1 second to go. We're going to overtime.
Free hockey, Jeff. What more do you want? John Kleiss had a big scoring chance there in front of Miller. Forced a turnover, had it in the slot, couldn't quite get it past his man. And we are heading for some bonus hockey here in Eden Prairie on the Youth Hockey Hub.
We are indeed. And we'll get a break here of about 2 minutes as the teams prepare. And looking ahead to our second game, Hill Murray and Hermantown. And it should be a good one there. Should start, well, it's going to start late now as we have let's get the shots on goal in the third. 10-5 for Eden Prairie in the third period, so it's 22-21.
Yeah, going in overtime here, both coaches going to try to get something going. They're definitely the play, similar to the second period where the play opened up after the Eden Prairie goal. The last 6 or 7 minutes of the third period definitely seemed to have that more open feel to it. And again, a reminder, should we end in a draw, it'll be scored as a tie for the MSHSL purposes. But for Champions Cup purposes, we'll have a one-player shootout from each side. And I would have a hard time imagining it wouldn't be Jake Fisher and Teddy Townsend doing the honors for their sides.
That would be fun to watch. We shall see. Let's take a look and see if we can track down some other scores. Orono is ahead 3-1 in their game after one period of play.
They're up against Alexandria.
Yes.
That's a big Class A matchup there. The number 5 and number 6 ranked right there.
Let's see, the Minnesota Hockey Hub doesn't have a whole lot in the way of scores. Prep Bowl is going on today. Mountain Iron Buell is the state champion in 9-man football as they won 28-25 over Spring Grove today.
You know, I got a story about their quarterback, Asher Zubich, quite the athlete. We played him in 5th grade basketball in Hermantown and lost 73-9.
Wow.
Asher Zubich had, I believe it was 58 points, but that kid is something special, man. He's a 3-sport athlete up there in Mountain Iron, and congratulations to them. That's a big win.
Now, if memory serves, I think Cromwell was the last northeastern Minnesota team to win a state football championship, also in 9-man.
Yeah, quite the program there in Cromwell. A very small town, but always good to see those communities rally around those guys.
So congratulations to the Rangers as they win it. And, of course, Maple Grove winning the 6A championship last night over Rosemount. Congratulations to them. And I made the comment at the time when they won the game that they were going to play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it turned out, because of their coach. And they win it, as a matter of fact. Overtime is underway here. And the Raiders will work right to left as the overtime begins. Play at neutral ice in Vornwald. It winds up being brought back in. We get a whistle with 7:44 to go, and a face-off coming at neutral ice on the offside.
Yeah, we'll see. Of the 8 minutes, I would have a hard time imagining that the top groups for each, the Townsend and the Fisher lines, I would imagine they skate at least 4 minutes or so. And like we said yesterday, Teddy Townsend skated the entire almost 3-minute long power play for EP towards the end of the game.
Now here's Owens starting back, 3 against 3. Fisher on his right, Anderson on his left. Anderson takes the pass, threw it in front, it runs up the slot. And now the Raiders lose possession. Here's Earl for Eden Prairie. Townsend breaks for the net. Earl closing, backhanded shot! And a save made by Miller. That was a quality stop, and he gets the carom as well.
Now Townsend played it with a high stick, so this one's going to come all the way back down into the Eden Prairie zone. Really, really nice skating and stick handling there from Early. Had Townsend in front, opted to kind of toe drag it into the slot. Nice little backhand look. Another great save made by Leo Miller.
Face off to the right of Isaiah Palnick. Shots on goal through 3 periods for Cretin-Derham Hall 22 and for Eden Prairie 21.
And the Eden Prairie bench has some vocal resistance to that call. And again, not much they can do about it here as LaPie sets up for the draw.
And Nate Charlton, the trigger man here. And Eden Prairie's lost their centerman. See if LaPie can win this draw. He takes it right to the net, going in, backhanded shot! And oh boy, he thought he had scored. The referee behind the net waves immediately, and it's played all the way down the ice. That'll be icing on Eden Prairie, but Attila LaPie coming close.
And he looks to the sky there. He knew he had a prime chance off the draw, plays it through, works into the slot, nice little backhand look, and the puck actually came free onto the other side. Had someone been free, had it not been a face-off so far away, someone might have been there to tap it home. As it stands, we're still deadlocked here in overtime.
Face-off coming up now to the left of the Eden Prairie goal. LaPie centers it. Oh, and Scanlon off the face-off loose. Charlton had a whack at it and went off the traffic and wide. Now played all the way back into the Cretin-Derham Hall zone, and that is not going to be icing. 6:54 to go. They wave it off. Townsend in to control it for Eden Prairie. He centers it, comes in front, and Miller sticks it away. Attila LaPie in the right corner, banks it high off the glass, and we get a whistle We're going to get a stoppage with 6:43 to go.
Boy, Charlton almost had a chance for his second goal there on the far side. Had it in the slot, nice little chance, couldn't get it home. Now face off all the way down to the goaltender Miller. Now Satterdahl's back out there. We talked about how much he's made things happen here today. He has the only goal for Eden Prairie. Going to try to get a face-off set play going here.
Now Crowley is in early along with Max Anderson. Referee tells him to cool it, and here's a shot that winds up deflected over the glass and out of play. 6:39 to go.
And now looks like we might get a penalty here. The official from the far side is pulling someone here. Now offering an explanation to the Cretin bench. And I stand corrected, maybe just a late change with Cretin being the visitor here.
Face off to the right of the goal. Again, Satterdahl drawing. It's bouncing around in the circle. And here comes Owens back for the Raiders. He's over the line. He's got Hogue on his right. And Hogue behind the goal, taken out by Coring. Satterdahl tries to play it off the wall, gets it to Crowley, now to center for Moe, and here he comes. Moe over the line, working on Jamison, who poke-checked it away from him, and it's banked off the wall to center. Satterdahl drops it back to Coring. Here's Crowley, a nice bank pass, and it's offside as he put himself off there. And nice pass, but just a little bit premature.
And now the pass having come from the far zone, they're going to bring it all the way down into the Eden Prairie defensive zone. With some resistance there from Coring. Probably the right call. Pass originated from there. 6:12 to go here in overtime.
And it'll be Zizzy Lepai on for the faceoff against Townsend. And it's behind the net. Eden Prairie in possession. Pass to the far side, and that is Jacobson Cooch playing to center ice. Raiders looking for possession at neutral ice, and they claim it. Zizzy Lepai over the line, takes the shot right on, and a save made by Isaiah Polnick, and just sort of fluttered into his chest, and he makes the stop.
Now again, that Zizzy Lepai line is out there. And with the loss of Devin Cardenas, they've had some different groups going out there. With Cardenas coming back, we'll see how that affects things. I, for one, have really liked seeing Nate Charlton on that top group.
Now clear to the near boards. Zizzy Lepai behind the goal, centers it, his shot winds up going wide. Good opportunity there for the Raiders, and picked up along the boards finally by Somweber. Taken out by Townsend, and now behind the net. Townsend trying to free it up, and he does play up the near boards, and out to center it comes. Long pass, and chasing after it is Earl. He gets there just before icing, centers it, it's picked off, and cleared back out to center ice. Block with 5.5 minutes to go in the overtime. Plays it into the zone, and the Raiders will gain possession there. They play out to center, and a player coming off the bench. Boy, that was close to too many men there. Played the puck down. And here comes Alex Hall behind the goal. Centers it, comes up the slot, and the Raiders, Siegfried goes behind the net. Banks it to Nate Charlton, who plays it all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone. That will be icing on the Raiders.
We saw Eden Prairie with the too many men penalty yesterday, and then a little bit of a discombobulated change there for the Eagles. Lucky to get away with that one. 5:02 here. They're going to have a nice little chance here in the offensive zone to get something going.
Face off to the left of Leo Miller. And from the draw, it is Nate Charlton tripped up as he tries to clear the zone. Comes to the near side, bounces off the dasher boards and comes down. And here comes Hogue. He's got Nate Charlton on his left. Over the line, he takes the shot, save Polnick, and a centering pass, they score! Game over! Nate Charlton, and Cretin-Derham Hall has won for the first time this season. They defeat Eden Prairie 2-1.
Have a day, Nate Charlton. Signed, sealed, delivered. Settles down the bouncing puck in front, puts it home. The only player to score for Cretin-Derham Hall today, but he made it count. His second goal of the game, his second goal of the season, second goal of his high school career. Have a game, Nate Charlton indeed. Gets embraced by Matt Funk. Cretin, their first win of the season.
It is an overtime goal, a game winner, coming at 3 minutes and 15 seconds of bonus hockey. We'll get the goal.
Scored in overtime by number 4, Nate Charlton. His second of the game, assisted
And Simon Hoke getting the assist on the goal at 3:15 of the overtime period. It's 2-1, and Tony Scott, I wonder who he's going to talk to after this game. I strongly suspect he wears number 4, but we will see. But Nate Charlton does it for Cretin-Derham Hall, scores both goals, and they win for the first time, knocking off Eden Prairie 2-1 in overtime.
And of note, Nate Charlton now, who is our player of the game, he is only on the first line because of the absence of Devin Cardenas, who was out last night with an injury. Now it's going to be interesting to see when Cardenas returns. I have a hard time kicking Nate Charlton off of that line. He was a little spark plug for that team the whole game. Now getting embraced by his teammates here, but really, really nice game played by Nate Charlton.
As Tony Scott stands in the center circle waiting for the player of the game. And here he comes, as a matter of fact. And there he goes. Well, Nate Charlton congratulating the official. Now getting the word from Tony Scott as our Youth Hockey Hub player of the game, scoring both goals in this contest.
The freshman, too. That's remarkable. A lot of programs don't let freshmen play right away as varsity, but this guy making an instant impact for the Raiders.
And on skates, Tony Scott still has 3 inches on him in height as we get ready for the player of the game. Tony Scott.
OT, congratulations, Nate, on the game winner.
Thank you.
Nate, you get your first varsity goal as a freshman. Let's go through that one first. What went through that to get that one in that?
Well, mainly my teammates getting the puck to the net, and I was just there for a rebound.
Just easy stuff, right? All right, the last goal in your third varsity game, you get a game winner in overtime. Go through the emotions going through your head right now.
Well, kind of surprised they put it in. I wasn't expecting the puck to get on my stick, if I'm being honest. Just got lucky.
Mr. Humble. All right, last question. Raiders get their first dub. A little bit of a slow start out of the gate. What are you guys going to have to do to get better and get back to the X this year?
Well, we're just going to have to outwork teams and play our game.
I think they got the right guy in Nate Charlton to help them outwork. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Nate Charlton, freshman, with the game winner here in overtime at Eden Prairie.
All right, thanks very much, Tony Scott. As Nate Charlton, big day for him. The freshman scores a couple of goals, and it's a 2-1 win for Cretin-Derham Hall. Will, your thoughts as we leave here?
Yeah, it's a big time answer for Cretin-Derham Hall. You know, coming into this one is a question of when are they going to get the monkey off their back. They have a tough opponent here today in Eden Prairie. And after conceding a goal in the second period, they started hot like they did against Hermantown. But they stuck through it. They played a sound team defensive game, something they struggled to do in the first couple of games. And that's a big time win for Matt Funk's Raiders. The shaving of the mustache paid dividends for him.
All right, Hill Murray on the ice, followed by Hermantown for warm-ups. We're going to step away and come back in about 20 minutes for our second game today. 2-1 the final score in the opener. Cretin-Derham Hall wins it for the first time this season, back with Hermantown and Hill Murray next. This is the opener, or this is the Champions Cup. Opener is last